Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm a certified medicinal aromatherapist, among other things, and I'm excited to chat with you about essential oils made from resins. So, just as a generality of what resins are good for, their benefits and properties. So, resins are basically the immune system, the ointment that trees produce whenever they are wounded. Right? So if you've ever accidentally cut down a pine tree or birch, for example, oftentimes you'll see sap come out, and that is the tree healing itself. And so you can think of that in that for the essential oils, the plant has given up its life force energy, its sap, its resin to help us heal our own wounds and our own traumas. And this will be on a physical level, emotional, mental, and spiritual, right? Really beautiful gift that these plants have given us, and everybody should have one of these oils in their kits. It's amazing. And so I have 5 essential oils here that I want to go in a deeper dive with to talk about some of their unique benefits and properties. But before I do that, I just want to clarify. So I use medicinal therapeutic grade essential oils from Wisdom of the Earth. And these are hand ceremonially poured in Sedona, Arizona, and they're crafted with care and love and using organic or biodynamic systems of agriculture and more like gardening, really. And so, yeah, they're super juicy, super high frequency. So if you want to purchase these, there's the link below for my website. It's anthroangel.com. And if you have any questions about other brands or companies, sorry, I can't vouch for them. But I'm obsessed with Wisdom of the Earth. They are so beautiful. And so without further ado, the first resin essential oil I'm going to talk about is called Galbanum. So Galbanum, it's a resin. And what I get whenever I work with Galbanum is it's very like goddess feminine, right? So Galbanum, and all of these are going to be supporting antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal, those kinds of things. But with Galbanum in particular, it's really helping with PMS. It helps with UTIs. And it's really about accessing the inner goddess that we all have, whatever gender or non-gender that you associate with. We all have an inner goddess. and Galbanum is saying, I got you, babe. And really to hold you in this resin womb of love and healing and trust as you go deep, right? So a lot of times we have wounds from childhood or from family or trauma that happened to us, and we just kind of put it in a box and say, oh, you know, that happened in the past and whatever, it's fine. It's not fine. So Galbanum really supports us when we're doing this deep work of really going deep and loving ourselves and giving ourselves compassion and gentleness and kindness and forgiveness for ourselves and others as we do this work. So love Galbanum. And next we have frankincense. So this is probably one of the most popular resins out there. And so we source this from a beautiful farmer in Somalia. And frankincense is really about the upper chakras, so particularly the third eye and the crown. I love meditating and doing shamanic journeys with frankincense, especially when I feel like there's a lot of pressures and stress from the world. Frankincense really helps to just clear all the stuff, and it's almost like all the frenetic energy that's around you, she just goes whoop, and you have so much calm and clarity and peace. And it's, yeah, in addition to being antiviral, antifungal, and all the things, whenever we're able to relax, that signals our body and our immune system to go into healing mode. So not only is her energy healing us, but it also helps us to heal ourselves, which is really cool. So that's frankincense from Somalia. We also have a rare black one from Kenya, which is so amazing. And what's cool about the rare black one from Kenya is that instead of farmers having to go put nicks in the bark to make the tree produce resin, there are beetles in Kenya that have a symbiotic relationship with the frankincense trees there, and the beetles will actually burrow into the bark, and the tree will then produce the resin, which our farmers will collect. It's really, really beautiful. And so next we have Elemi. So Elemi, we source it from a farmer in France, And we call this the sister of frankincense because it's very similar to it. It's a different species of tree, but it's very similar. So frankincense is a little bit more expensive. So those on a budget that want to work with frankincense, I recommend Elemi. Not because Elemi is any lesser than, I actually prefer Elemi a lot of the times, but it just gives people a chance that are on a budget to experience these beautiful medicines. So Elemi, this means as above, so below. So similar to that namaste energy that yogis might practice, right? And in addition to what's great about Elemi is she is so joyful. So as frankincense can be a little bit serious and heavy, like, vroom, let's meditate and get to business. Elemi is like, let's meditate, let's go for a walk and speak with the trees and the birds, and she just brings more life force energy to things, and that just speaks to her name too, you know, a very much light force energy in our life. So again, all the similar properties that all the resins have, but yeah, really helping to lighten up the moon, help us with exhaustion, fatigue, and all those things. So that's Elemi. And then next we have Myrrh. I love Myrrh, and this is one of the essential oils that's very sacred. A lot of times it's used in rites of passage or anointing ceremonies or sacred ceremonies. And Myrrh is like, they're all powerhouses, but I absolutely love Myrrh. It's very earthy and protective. And Myrrh is also great for to support with gum health. So if you have bleeding gums, so if I haven't flossed for a while, and you have those bleeding gums, I'll take some Myrrh and rub it on my gums, and it's amazing. I'll have healthy gums, and the next day is fine. And on an energetic level, Myrrh really helps us to take a look at what are we putting into our mouths and into our brains and our systems, and what's coming out. So really slowing down and paying attention to, are the things that we are consuming, whether it's food, people, experiences, books, TV, whatever it is that serving us? Is that serving our higher power? Or is it causing us to have wounds and trauma and gum disease, and causing us then to inflict that harm on other people? How is that all the consumption around us affecting our vibration? How is it helping us or inhibiting us to living our higher purpose? So that's Myrrh. And last but not least, okay, this is really interesting one. So this is white pine. And so the other pines that we have, they're made from the branches and needles of the pine tree, but this is the one pine that's made from the wood resin. So if you worked with pine, you know, a lot of the pine species will, whenever you cut the limbs and branches, it'll produce a resin, which is actually a really great fire starter. So if you do fire ceremonies or you're out camping, if you collect the pine resin, really great to help light fires. Side note. But always use safety and precaution when practice safe fire practices, especially in places that are prone to wildfires. Anyway, so back to white pine. So white pine, again, is really great to support with antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. But what's great about this one too is it helps with your respiratory system, really opening up. And when I was anointing with her this morning, working with her, she really wanted to go on my spine. And so in that sense too, she helps us to reach tall and really be proud of who we are in this space of healing, right? And humans, we have a lot of crap to heal, not only as ourselves as individuals, but as a collective. And as long as the collective is in a state of trauma, so are we. So she teaches us to stay strong and stay in that high vibrational state of love and kindness and compassion as we move through life and experience our purpose with that. So that is white pine. She's also just an amazing natural cortisone, bodily detox. So again, if we're going to live a high vibrational life, we need to detox physically and energetically all the things that are not serving us. So one of my favorites, we get her from Canada. So beautiful. So those are some of the resins, and those are the properties and benefits of generally of resins. So if you have any questions, please comment below. You can reach out to me, And thank you so much for watching to the end. Happy anointing.